As a radio disc jockey to help pay for flying lessons. He quickly built one of the longest resumes in corporate America, overseeing the launch of MTV Networks, VH1, Nickelodeon, among others. Later moved into the corner offices at Time Warner Enterprises, Six Flags, Century 21, America Online. Earlier this year, his private can this guy keep a job? His private investment firm Pilot Group brokered the $125 million sale of Daily Candy to Comcast, and now coming full circle, Pittman today returns to his radio roots as the newly installed head of ClearChannel Radio, the largest radio group in the U.S. with 850 stations. After that recitation of your resume, Mr. Pittman, we have about 30 seconds left.
Oh, good. Thank you. There we go.
Now, it says right here, and I want to question this. I mean, here is a multimedia digital guy going to work in radio. You're going to turn the radio business into an integrated media and entertainment enterprise that leverages all of Clear Channel's powerful properties. You say you're going to expand those brands like Kiss FM in L.A., Z100 in New York City, Light FM, Light FM in New York City, and that audience into new services and onto new devices. With a platform this broad, we have the ability to experiment in ways other companies can't. That sounds like press release beauty to me. What specifically are you going to do?
Well, first of all, I'm working with John Hogan, who is the CEO of radio, who's, I think, done a spectacular job in running a company that is a national platform, local execution. No other media company has something like that. So what am I going to do specifically? I'm going to work very closely with John. And one of the important thing is Z100, I'll take it for example, because I'm here in New York, and it's ruining the relationship between my daughter and her mother as they fight over the buttons in the car. It's a strong brand. And the consumer expects to find Z100 wherever they are. So we not only have permission to extend it everywhere they are, internet, mobile devices, they want us to.
But people graze on radio. They don't stick with it. I mean, unless you've got a
you've got your favorite grazing. And you know what? In radio, you recognize, I mean, just like this. I mean, no one's staying on this, I hate to say it, on this network 24 hours a day. But if they love it, they're back and forth to it. And that's what happens with your powerful radio stations, is they're back and forth.
Does it feel backward to go to radio?
Oh,
You've done so many other things.
Not for me. I love companies like this where people think there are problems that I look at and go, there are no problems. People just don't have the right perception.
You view it
when
as
I went to AOL, people thought, oh my gosh, AOL's dead. When at the time I was going from 6 million to 30 million subscribers, or Century 21, or Six Flags. This is my game. I love it. Half of the story is telling the story. Radio listenership is not declining. Oh, by the way, digital is an opportunity for growth, not a threat. They're already at 12 million monthly uniques. With the Clear Channel sites, Pandora's only at 15 million. And then you look at what do they have that's unique, no media company has? National platform. They reach 95 million listeners a week with local execution. So for advertisers, you go, you know, everybody really wants to execute locally, but they want the national image.
So you hit on something very interesting when you said that Z100 was ruining the relationship between your daughter and her mother because they both fight in the car about the buttons. And what strikes me interesting about radio, it is one of the media that hits all age groups at once to a certain extent. How do you then reinvigorate that, if you will, for lack of a better word, for all age groups? Specifically, what do you do? Well,
it's interesting. I think if you look at what the people at Clear Channel have been doing, and indeed the radio industry, it was the first of the specialized networks, filters, if you will. You know, you filtered rock and roll stations from the country station, from the
jazz,
from the talk station. And, you know, you've sort of seen the progressive cable networks. When I was in it and I was running MTV, I was always on a panel with someone. It was broadcast or narrowcast. What's the future going to be? Of course, it's going to be filters like this. And then the internet filters it even more. What, you know, I think when you look at the radio stations, the ability not only to filter it in the normal radio in your car, but now I go online, you can filter it even more and more. You know, look at what Pandora is doing with the predictive radio, which narrows the focus even more. You know, it should be a feature on everything we do. I mean, there are other opportunities out there on the internet to embed here. We've got the consumer base. They're just looking for the features from us. I mean, to me, that's the driver's seat to be in.
AOL has decided to go into content.
a lot of it. If you were still running it, would you make that decision too?
Well, if I had some content to sell them, I'd love it.
But if you were the buyer?
Look, I think you have to look at where Tim is with AOL. I think AOL's got a powerful user base still. Yes, they are known for content. They gave up on the subscription model well before Tim arrived and sort of dropped their walled garden. So I think in terms of looking at the array of what they got, it's a great way to take the traffic, turn it into useful and important businesses for them and aggregate them up to the right size.
How did AOL miss the switch from the becoming a sort of an entry portal, your ISP, to a website?
Well, actually, you know, it's funny. I don't think AOL was ever the entry portal. I think what it was a walled garden. It was the secret of AOL. It wasn't for the techie. It was for the mass market. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1, is they put all the things in one place, they closed it off to the world, and you could get it without having to go search and put it together.
And there you are, on the day the AOL deal was announced. There you are.
I looked a lot younger then. What happened?
Well, now you just look like George Clooney.
Can I get that dark hair back? I want a thick head of hair again.
Like a scholarly George Clooney. DJ's voice.
Give me a thick head of hair.
I think this is a much better look.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
But there you had AOL in this company that owned cable properties that now basically are the access point to the internet. But it feels like that just got all messed up.
Yeah, I think we can all agree it got all messed up. Everybody has their theory about why, but I think at the end of the day, AOL was probably the last time we saw an integrated platform on the internet, Facebook the next. And I think Facebook's doing a very good job of building a nice walled garden, which everybody on the outside hates and everybody who owns one loves.
Don't you wish you had a piece of that?
Yes, I do.
But you've had pieces of plenty.
Exactly.
All right, thank you very much, Bob Pittman. Good
Thank
to see you.
you. Thanks so much. Good seeing you.
All right, coming up, the lame duck Congress is back in business.